And welcome back to Naruto What If? What if the Uzumaki clan lived in a leaf? So amazingly, I thought we'd be going until this Wednesday, but I actually think we're going to be able to close this What If out this week. So last time on the Naruto What If, with the Akatsuki pretty much all but kaputs, and Obito still suffering the effects of the seal that was originally placed on him all those years ago, between him, Zetsu, and Kasame, they had to reach a new type of deal. And through a combination of things, through experimentation, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, we now have Obito connecting with Black Zetsu, connecting to Kasame, puppeting the now animated corpse of Kasame, who now has the Rinnegan placed in him, as well as the chakra rods, and he's also being covered in Black Zetsu to basically, help maintain control. And yeah, that's pretty effing haxed. So Kasame's standing outside the leaf. We'll use Kasame, even though it's Obito piloting him. It's like, I'm here for the Nine Tails. Now you can hand him over, or things will get difficult. To be honest, I do hope you want some things to get difficult, because Kasame's still kind of in there. We will not hand over the Nine Tails. The Nine Tails isn't even here. You and I, of course, they wouldn't tell you that the Nine Tails is still here, but we know differently, don't we, Zetsu? That's right, we do. Now hand it over, and then more ninja comes like, oh, this is gonna get the Hokage. And technically there should be a seal right there at the front of the village for him to just show up. And certainly he shows up, just there's Minato Uzumaki Namikaze, fourth Hokage of the village in the leaf. It's been a while. Who are you? You're not Kasame, was it Hoshigaki? Or Anyway, you're not Kasame of the Seven Swordsmen. Actually, no, that's where you're wrong. I very much am, and yet I'm not. And yet I'm so much more now. I'm here for the Nine Tails. I offered them a chance, and I'm offering you the same chance. I'd prefer to do this without any violence. But as you can see, and he's just got Samahara on his back, I'm more than prepared. All you'll be having is if you come in this village, all you will have is dust and blood. Luckily fortunately, you'll have blood to spare then, won't you? Quoting a little bit of Infinity War there. So he just brings out Samahara, and it comes in, and the chakra, he hits a giant chakra barrier around the leaf, because let's be honest, you have Uzumaki there. Oh, they're going to reinforce the shit out of those defenses. Seals all over the place. Now, it is Samahara, so the chakra is just starting to get absorbed. But you really think I'm very well aware of the weapon you carry on you. Even with it though, you're not getting through this barrier. Nice. To which Kasame just smiles like, so that's true. The Uzumaki do guard the village more than just their bodies, unfortunately. And all of a sudden, Minato really finally sees the eyes. He's like, it can't be. It's like, I'm more than just a sword. And then he just puts his hand there, and he activates Pre Breath, and he just starts absorbing chakra. And basically, he's weakening to the point where he can kind of just, here's Kasame! And, Minato and a bunch of ninjas show up, and Minato backtracks to prepare some time, or get some time to prepare. And Jiraiya shows up. It's like, Jiraiya's like, what's going on? Kasame Hogashi. I'm finding out what that last name was. That it's bothering me. I know it begins with an H. Let's see here. Kasame Hoshigaki. It was Hoshigaki. Okay. Kasame Hoshigaki. But he's got a lot of nerve coming into the village like this. And he doesn't really believe he can take us all. He's not Kasame. At least not the Kasame know. He has the Rinnegan, and his skin is pitch black. It's like the Rinnegan. Is he covered in what in black metal rods? Could be sure, but he's got what appears to be a lot of black metal piercings on him. It's like, it seems Konan didn't make it after the fact. And so that's what you dealt with the sensei. How are we gonna deal with it? We're gonna have to and basically what he says is like, Kasame's just being puppeted. We need to find the puppeteer. And And how are we going to do that? We're going to have to basically get one of those chakra rods and use it. And how is your sage mode? You have to ask. And both him and Jiraiya immediately go into sage mode. Because remember, we learned that Minato actually learned sage mode, but he even claimed he wasn't very good at using it in combat. Like, that said, you give him a decade, I'm sure he could do that. And so Kasame is starting to just tear through people and starting to summon animals to attack the village. Ninjas are getting involved, obviously. And Minato and Jiraiya is like, Jiraiya, it's good to see you again. Fire style, burning sun Rasengan, wind style, Rasen Shuriken. Because his chakra nature, Minato's apparently was wind, fire, earth, lightning. If I'm not mistaken, Minato Namikaze. His was 1 second. Wind. It was fire, wind, lightning, and yin yang. Which is a good combination, but I've never been a big earth jutsu guy. Water's fine, but and fire's it, but wind and lightning, those are my jams. Those are the elements I'd give myself. But Kasame's impressive, but you should know better. And then he just grabs them and says, you think I can't see the natural chakra forming around you? You're wrong. And all of a sudden he just fires off a giant water shockwave jutsu. It just floods the village. A bunch of Uzumaki are getting seals to avoid the water chakra. It's like but it's just so much that Kasame is keeping it at bay. You'll have to do better than that, Jiraiya Sensei. Minato Sensei. To which Obito realized he had to say Sensei. To which he said, never you mind. Now where is the Nine Tails? He's like, wouldn't you like to know? And then all of a sudden just summons a bunch of kunai. Jiraiya, right. And they come in, just whew. And to which, he sees it, please. And all of a sudden, he drops Samahata and just activates the Azura Path, and a bunch of small missiles come out and just blow all of them away. And it's just, he can't do anything. By the way, do you really think this will be enough? Shinra Tensei, and just blast them both back. It's like the last time. Only this time he's got all of them in one body. How did he do this? It's very well. I'll let you in a little secret. As you're aware, this might be the body of Kasame Hoshigaki, but it is not his mind. He willingly gave himself up for our cause. The Akatsuki's? Indeed. And now he is truly the ultimate weapon. And he just said, do you want more proof about this? And he just creates the giant dome. Boom. Water and just fuses it with Samahata. So now you got the fused shark Samahata Kasame with the Rinnegan. And he's just coming in, just boom. And the water, and he's slamming into him. Jiraiya's they're both trying. Minato luckily just still was able to get the kunai out of the water and get him and Jiraiya out of there. And all of a sudden, Kasame just using the Devon pad, using the gravity control, basically presses the water into the orb using Chibaku Tensei. And then just throws it. Basically, it throws all that water compressed and back at them, and they just get slammed. And now they're not in a good way now. Just go away now. But Jiraiya and Minato are both like we gotta do something. Unfortunately, if I could get a paralysis seal on him, I might be able to do something. Well, what are we gonna do? And all of a sudden, out of the blue, chains start wrapping around Kasame. And he's like, chakra chains, like, you want me? Here I am. And there's Kushina with her chains inside the tails of the Nine Tails, like the glowing tails of the chakra. There. Now, people ask, would she have a better relationship? Was she able to use Kurama's chakra? I think they might improve the seal over time, but I don't think she'll ever have a good relationship like she does with, like Naruto did. So sadly, no. But she grabs Kasame and throws him around a bit. So there you are, Nine Tails. And it's you, Kushina. You're still the Night Jinchuriki after all these years. I don't know who you are, but you clearly know more. You clearly know us. You're someone we know. No, and Minato just thinks, is that the best you can do, Minato Sensei, or you have to do better than Minato Sensei? And just thinks about that, someone we know, and he's thinking on it, and it's like, I only had 3 students. Kakashi's in the village, to which Kakashi shows up. Kakashi, be careful! It's like, it's been a long time, Kakashi. And then just, because Obito's now just out, it's almost ready to just drop the act. And he just like, Shinra Tensei, and just also fires the rod at the Kakashi, just, it's like, Kakashi! And to which Naruto, Sensei! Team 7's basically there. It's like, Naruto, you got to protect the villagers from these soundings. We got this. But Dad! It's like, no buts. I'm not just your dad. I'm the Hokage. That's a damn order. Fine. It's like, use Sage Mode to help to find where all the summoners. Because he probably summoned a lot of animals. Kasame did. And and obviously Naruto knows Sage Mode in this version at this point, which would make sense, honestly. A long term he does. And Sasuke, he goes. Hinata goes. Hinata goes as well, and they get out of there. And Kasame, unfortunately, just able to absorb the chakra from Kushina's attacks. Hinata's like, so you'll be mine. You'll be coming with me now, Kushina. And then he fires the chakra rods. Kushina's able to get out of the way. Most gets one. One won't be enough. But fortunately, I have more than enough to spare. The shark form just creates these giant spikes, the black chakra rods. It's like, we've got to be able to get one of those rods. Now, well, what we can use it? No, it's got to be. And to which Darius, it can't be one of the rods he's throwing. It's got to be one of the rods in him. It's one of the receivers. So how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this exactly? I don't know. But all of a sudden, he's like, Darius like, I've had enough of this. You'll be coming with me now, Kushina. But let's see, Shinra Tensei, Bansho Tensei. Crap. What was it was Shinra Tensei. One second. Pain, Naruto. What was it? It begins with a B. Almighty Push, Almighty Pull. Where are you? Okay. It was Bansho Tensei. Okay, Bansho Tensei. And it's like, you'll be coming with me now, Kushina. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, crap, Kushina, shit. To which he just, suddenly just releases a giant, like, blade of water. She's like, ah, we gotta get out. They had to get out of the way. It's like, Kushina, Then all of a sudden, I can't move. It's Uzumaki art, Riruju Koro. And which is like, wait, isn't that? Yes, I've turned a couple keto into Naruto techniques because now my own character gets to come into the fray. Sorry for the wait, everyone. And he's there, and I mean, he's casually dressed very similar to Urahara, but he probably doesn't wear the bucket hat. But he still probably got the loose fitting clothes. He probably has a sword. Doesn't actually have Benihime, obviously. But he has probably a blade with him. Sorry, am I late? Where the hell have you been, Kisuke? Well, I had to deal with a couple of loose critters along the way. See, Kushina, I'm so disappointed. Shut up! Shut up! Where's the hothead? You? To which Obito even looks at this like, this is gonna be problematic now. And to which he just absorbs the chakra again. Figured you'd be able to absorb that. Could you absorb this? And all of a sudden, just being the head of the Uzumaki, you know a few things that others don't, like how to put a seal on pure chakra. So when you absorb that, and he realized that he just put a seal on, he's like, paralysis seal. Basic paralysis seal, although with a couple of fortification seals in there for someone like you. All of a sudden, he just rips out the chunk of the body with the seal. And it's like, well, I gotta admit, I wasn't expecting that. And Samahata just heals him up. Well, you're gonna be difficult, aren't you? Ninja art, lightning style, false lightning. And they're all coming in, and they're basically going whole hog at Kasame. So absorbing chakra because Samahana can just absorb chakra and give it to him. So really, he's a fighter who can keep going on forever. And then when you basically make him an undead Rinnegan-wielding warrior, you have a serious threat there. And it's like, Minato, right? And then basically, Minato, that won't work. Shinra Tensei. And then the kunai again get thrown away. But as soon as he does it again, he just notices something behind it and just sees another kunai. He's like, man, his eyes widen. Son of a shit, all of a sudden, bitch. And then he just comes in, the head just, damn. Crap. And, a black Zetsu's like, crap. And Crab is like, what is that? And all of a sudden, skewered by the sword. I don't know, but he seems to have some sort of connections. You're never going to be able to find him. You would need me and those rods. There's no way I'm helping you. Who said anything about you help? Who said anything about needing you to help us? All of a sudden, because technically speaking, Black Zetsu does still have a corporeal form. He's putting Kisuke's putting inserting chakra into him to keep him there, grabbing him, grabs the chakra rod, and basically with Jiraiya and Minato are able to figure out exactly where Obito is. And Obito's like, damn it, I need to. And it's like, his eyes widen. It's like, they can't. There's no way they could have found me. Well, it's like, I remember. It's him. And unfortunately, we do know that Minato's seals probably need to be, or space-time matrix, chakra matrix, whatever. We do know that those things do need to probably be re-upped after a while. This is due to the fact that there was a seal placed on Obito, and he ultimately never tried to find Obito again. So we know those things do probably eventually lose steam, at least because that's why they're not the same as an actual seal. They're a formula. They're a teleportation formula. But fortunately, though, thinking words here. Fortunately, though, Obito still needs to be probably within the relative location, and Minato being fast as hell and still having his kunai, quickly, figures out, runs as fast as he can, and then basically just whoosh, and Obito suddenly he appears right in front of Obito, and Obito's able to phase. Fortunately, though it's never been as effective since he put that seal on him. You had to ruin everything, didn't you, Minato? After everything that happened, all I wanted was there to be permanent peace, for there to be no more suffering. No one could lose anyone, a friend, a sensei, or the woman they loved. And now it's like, now Minato finally is, it can't be Obito. And just takes out, so you finally figured it out. Took you long enough, Sensei. What? But why? All over Rin? It's because of what happened with Rin? It's because of what happened with both Rin, Kakashi, you. You betrayed everything we held dear. So you don't understand. Wow. That was weird. You don't understand. Rin, it wasn't Kakashi's fault. Rin's like, you're lying. I know Rin. You think I would believe you after all this time? I may not have the strength I had when we last met, Sensei, but that doesn't mean I still won't kill you. And at this point, Obito realizes, like, I got nothing. The only thing I got left are some white Zetsus. That's it. I've got nothing. So I might die here, taking him with me. And so I plan to take you, use everything I have left to kill you. And to which Minato just, I'm sorry for everything, Obito, I am. But I can't allow you to hurt any more people. And so Sensei and student face off one more time. And they go toe-to-toe for a bit. But Obito can't quite grant a grasp. And he's like, all I have to do is touch you, and I'll take your head up with me. And it's like, you're mine now, Sensei. All mine. And to which Minato just like, and he's about to take Minato's head, which Minato suddenly just grabs his hand and just suddenly reappears holding his hands like, what? It's like, you. And Minato's like, Rasengan, I won't let you. I won't let you. And then just um, he stops just right in front of his face, and just the Rasengan disappears. It's like what? And then just goes right through him, and then Minato just basically sliding hands a kunai right from behind him, just kind of flicks it up a little bit, and just and just as before he did with the Kasame clones, like I told you, like what exactly was that? And then just sink like right to the back of the head, just and Minato's just got tears in his eyes, and Obito would still probably actually be able to hold on, basically, despite getting stabbed in the brainstem. Just he barely is able to move, and he realizes that, just like Naruto does, he had seals on his hand, and one of them was for his kunai. And so it's, I should have that. No hard feelings. And just kind of just slumps. And Minato just got him there, and he just tears now that he had to kill his apprentice. Now, you might be asking, well, couldn't he use Izanagi? Well, speaking of that, just all of a sudden just reappears. It's like, that was a close one, Minato. And it's like, what? It's like, you're mine now. It's like, what? It's like, no. And he's able to disappear, and just like, what was that? Izanagi. You can only use it one more time, Obito. And there's no way I can let you, and there's no way I'm letting you get away. You don't have a choice in the matter, don't I? It's like, I put it on you just as I stabbed you. You might have negated the damage, but I have a feeling. But I'm guessing, and all of a sudden, he just appears behind Obito to prove the point, that you wouldn't be able to negate it again. It's like, damn. Into which, Obito's now just screaming. It's like, damn it. It was perfect. Everything was perfect until you blossomed into that blossom as a mind gland. Till you just wouldn't give up. Why? Why can't you just accept that the world is broken? Why can't you just accept that my way would have worked? To which Minato just looks him in the eyes because that's not what I believe. And I thought I tried to train you better, but I failed. I'm sorry, but that isn't what I believed. That's still not what I believe even now. True peace is not something you can attain through violence, manipulation, or anything like that. It takes hard work and suffering and loss. But one day, but if you stick with it and persevere, one day you will be able to achieve such a goal if you actually try. And somewhere along the line, you just lost that faith. And Obito sees it. He sees the will of fire, that thing that Sensei and the third always talked about, and just you're right. I can't use Izanagi again. Even if I did, I'd end up blind and unable to find my way. And with your seal on me, I won't be able to get away anyway. So just end it. We both know how this ends. And I was like, it doesn't have to be this way. You can come back to the village. After everything I've done, Minato, there's nothing. I want nothing to do with that village. Nothing would take me back anyway after everything I have done. And you're not the naive boy you were when you were Hokage. You know exactly that. You know exactly how true that is. Shimada just, and for what it's worth, Sensei, I truly want to believe that what you say is true. Unfortunately, I will not see if it comes to fruition or not. To which Minato just, and so it's kind of like the Age of Ultron scene where it's like, I was born yesterday. Ultron, goes at him, and then you don't see the death, but it's like, the death is very much implied and all but stated. So Minato comes back to the village and just sighs and smiles, and he holds his family and everyone, and they explain what happened. Kakashi, you're okay. I was like, yeah, I'm okay, Sensei. And they talk about Obito and what happened. If was there anything we could have done to save him? It's like he chose his path. And so you go to another 10 years down the road. Naruto has made Hokage. He is married to Hinata. Sasuke, surprisingly, I don't know if he would be involved with anyone. I mean, you could think. I implied a little bit through the flirtation that Karin could end up with Neji. I actually don't see a reason why that wouldn't happen. But yeah, Sasuke's a little bit of a weird one because I don't know who he could have ended up with, frankly. Now, in terms of Danzo, did Danzo have any factor in this? Not really. People argue about whether or not Danzo would have even existed in terms of his form. I think he probably would have, though his ability to do anything would have been severely hampered. And ultimately, he probably just passes away at this point, just like angry, pissed off. All the Root Ninjas just go back into the Leaf. Eventually, Sai would probably bond with the group and probably end up marrying Ino. I don't really see the reason to put him Sasuke with Sakura, honestly. By the way, to the person who said, and a while ago, yeah, what's the point of just pairing them off with each other if you're not going to go into Boruto? It's just wasting time. It's like, no, because that's how the original series ended. And if you don't like that, suck it. I have no issue being a little bit catty when it comes to people who tell me how to do my shit. So, it's like, look, it's my shit. I'll do what I want. You can give me advice, great. But, don't actually tell someone how to do their thing because you're just acting like you know better than someone. And that's just, no. But yeah, so maybe, I probably might put him, pair him up with Tenten more than anyone else. Or, honestly, a random Uzumaki girl we never met. I think that's reasonable, too. Because there's nothing that lends himself to getting with Sakura in this, frankly. So, yeah. That's just my opinion, though. And I mean, that being said, you could probably have, also Kirishima get with Neji, or get with Neji, shipping, Yaoi. No, get with Tenten. I don't know. Sasuke might not even get married. Maybe he still has a kid, but he might not get married. Anyway, I digress. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. That is the end of this particular What If. I'm finding it interesting, by the way, that normally my What Ifs will start the first two or three episodes of the long-term What If will be on the higher side, and then they'll kind of taper off till people catch up. But every once in a while, the episode 12 last week hit 2,000 some odd viewers, despite the fact the previous one only had a couple hundred. So I think it has to do with the algorithm, and because I've seen that happen more than once now, which is very weird. Anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put the comments below, let us know. We'll be starting a new one this week, both Naruto and Dragon Ball. So keep your eyes out for that. Until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.